In the heart of the Soviet Union, a daring scientific endeavor was about to unfold. Ilya Ivanovich Ivanov, a renowned biologist, embarked on a journey to French Guinea in 1926. His mission was both straightforward and deeply unsettling: to create a hybrid offspring of humans and apes. Ivanov was a pioneer in the field of artificial insemination. He had achieved considerable success in breeding hybrid animals. His work had earned him recognition and respect within the scientific community. However, his current endeavor was far more audacious and ethically questionable. Ivanov's interest in hybridization stemmed from a deep curiosity about the evolutionary relationship between humans and apes. He believed that by successfully creating a human-ape hybrid, he could provide irrefutable evidence for Darwin's theory of evolution. This theory, while gaining traction, was still met with resistance, especially within the Soviet Union's political climate. The Soviet government, known for its ambition and relentless pursuit of power, embarked on a journey that blurred the lines between science fiction and reality. Their unorthodox approaches led them to take a keen interest in Ivanov's groundbreaking research, which promised to revolutionize warfare. The potential military applications of a human-ape hybrid army were too tempting to ignore. The idea of creating a new breed of soldiers combining the best traits of humans and apes was seen as a game-changer. Imagine a force of soldiers possessing the intelligence and strategic thinking of humans, coupled with the raw strength and endurance of apes, a formidable asset in any conflict. Such a hybrid army could potentially dominate the battlefield. Funding for Ivanov's research was readily granted, as the Soviet leadership saw immense potential in this audacious project. They believed that this could be the key to gaining an upper hand in global military power. The Soviet government saw this as an opportunity to gain a strategic advantage over other world powers. They envisioned a future where their hybrid soldiers would be unmatched in combat, capable of executing complex missions with unparalleled efficiency. The idea of a super soldier impervious to pain and fatigue was a tantalizing prospect for the Soviet military machine. These hybrids could endure harsh conditions, carry out prolonged operations, and strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. However, the ethical implications of Ivanov's work were largely disregarded. The pursuit of power overshadowed any moral considerations, as the Soviet regime was focused on the potential benefits rather than the possible consequences. The Soviet government, driven by its pursuit of scientific advancement and military dominance, paid little heed to the moral dilemmas surrounding the creation of such a hybrid. The potential for scientific breakthroughs and military superiority was too alluring. The potential consequences of unleashing such beings into the world were not fully considered. The focus remained on the immediate gains, leaving the long-term ramifications to be dealt with later. Ivanov's experiments were met with a mixture of fascination and revulsion from the international scientific community. The ethical implications of his work were undeniable. The idea of tampering with the very building blocks of life raised serious moral questions. Despite the controversial nature of his work, Ivanov remained undeterred. He pressed on with his experiments, driven by his scientific curiosity and the unwavering support of the Soviet government. However, his efforts were ultimately met with failure. The technical challenges of interspecies fertilization proved insurmountable. Despite numerous attempts, Ivanov was unable to successfully impregnate female chimpanzees with human sperm. His experiments, shrouded in secrecy and plagued by ethical concerns, eventually came to an end. Section 4, Pithecophobia, the fear that gripped a nation. While Ivanov's experiments unfolded in the Soviet Union, a different kind of primate-related anxiety was taking root in the United States. This fear was not born out of scientific curiosity, but rather from a deep-seated psychological unease that permeated the American consciousness. American zoologist William K. Gregory coined the term pithecophobia to describe the irrational fear of apes that permeated American society. Gregory's observations were not just academic, they reflected a broader cultural anxiety. Gregory argued that this fear stemmed from a deep-seated unease with our own evolutionary history. The idea that humans and apes shared a common ancestor was unsettling for many, challenging long-held beliefs about human superiority and uniqueness. The close resemblance between humans and apes, particularly chimpanzees and gorillas, served as a constant reminder of our primal origins. This resemblance was not just physical but also behavioral, further blurring the lines between humans and their primate cousins. This, Gregory believed, fueled a subconscious fear of being dragged back into a more primitive state. The fear was not just about physical danger but also about a loss of cultural and intellectual progress. This fear manifested itself in various ways, from sensationalized media portrayals of apes as violent and unpredictable creatures to the exploitation of primates in entertainment. Movies and circuses often depicted apes as monstrous beings, reinforcing the public's fear and fascination. The image of the ape as a monstrous other took hold in the public imagination, further distancing humans from their primate cousins. This cultural phenomenon not only shaped public perception, but also influenced policies and practices related to the treatment of primates. Section 5, Planet of the Apes, reflecting our primate fears. This fear and fascination with apes found its most potent expression in popular culture, particularly in the iconic Planet of the Apes franchise. The series has captivated audiences for decades, blending science fiction with deep philosophical questions about society and our place in the world. The film, released in 1968 at the height of the Cold War, presented a dystopian future where apes ruled over a subjugated human race. This setting was not just a backdrop, but a reflection of the era's geopolitical tensions and existential fears. The film's central theme of role reversal tapped into a deep-seated anxiety about power evolution and the very nature of humanity. It questioned what it means to be human and what might happen if the roles were reversed. The sight of intelligent apes wielding power over humans struck a chord with audiences, forcing them to confront their own prejudices and fears. It was a stark reminder of the thin line between civilization and savagery. Planet of the Apes became a cultural phenomenon, spawning sequels, remakes, and countless imitations. Each iteration brought new layers of meaning, exploring contemporary issues through the lens of this unique narrative. The film's enduring legacy is a testament to the power of apes to both captivate and terrify us. It has inspired generations of filmmakers, writers, and thinkers to explore the complex dynamics between humans and our closest animal relatives. They serve as a mirror to our own nature, reflecting back our anxieties, aspirations, and our complex relationship with the natural world. Through these stories, we are invited to ponder our own evolution and the future of our species.